بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back, my dear students, in today's English lesson. What are we going to do in this lesson? Let's check. So, today we have an expansion, chant along. So, what are we going to do? Let's take a look here. But before we go to the lesson, let's take a look at the previous homework. What were you asked to do and what did you do about it? Let's take a look. You were asked to write a question and an answer for each picture. You have a keyword to use in the question. Here we have the word eat and we have here play basketball. Let's take a look at the pictures. Here we have a picture of a boy playing a video game and the keyword here we have eat. So what is the question? We wrote this. Is he eating? The answer is no, he isn't. He is playing. Look at the picture. The boy is playing. He's not eating. Now, what about the second picture right here? There's a boy and he's playing basketball. Now, what is the keyword that we have here? We have play basketball. So what is the question going to look like? It's like this. Is he playing basketball? The answer is yes, he is. From looking at the picture, looks like the boy is playing basketball. Now, let's take a look at today's lesson. By the end of this lesson, what are you going to do? You will be able to identify idioms in a given text and use idioms in sentences. But what is the meaning of idiom? Let's take a look at this picture. What do you see here? So it looks like there's a man sitting on his bed, waking up in the morning, but he doesn't feel well. So look at his hand on his head, and he's sitting on the side of his bed. Is he excited to get up for work? Does he look happy? He doesn't look happy. He looks tired. Now, we want to listen to a chant about this man. We want to see what are the activities that the man is doing here and what is the story of this man. Let's take a look. We have a chant and this is the title of the chant, Just Another Day. Now, what is a typical day in this man's life? Let's listen and identify the activities and the things that he's doing in a typical day in his life. Listen.
I wake up in the morning and I crawl out of bed. I don't feel like moving, got a whole day ahead. I grab a cup of coffee and make myself a bite. My head is aching, didn't sleep all night. It's just another working day, nothing in this job to look forward to. I want to get away from the strife. I've got to do something good with my life.
So, did you see what is the problem with this man? Now, let's continue the chant.
The boss calls me in.
You're not doing your share. You don't fit in. And you don't seem to care. Get your act together. I've had enough. Just one more chance, or you'll be laid off.
It's 6 o'clock and it's time to go home. Shut the laptop down and hang up the phone. I rush to the station and stand on the train. Tomorrow at 8, I'll be back again.
Now, did you see how a typical day in this man's life looked like? So there is a problem in this man's typical day. So let's try to identify what is the problem. So the man is tired. Why? Let's try to find it here. My head is aching, didn't sleep all night. Looks like the man is tired because he didn't sleep at night. So if he was tired, can he work in that day? Well, looks like he was tired when he woke up. That means when he's going to go to work, he will be tired too, right? Can he perform well in his job? So looks like his boss is upset because of this. So let's take a look. What did his boss say? So the boss calls me in and listen to this part.
The boss calls me in.
You're not doing your share. You don't fit in. And you don't seem to care. Get your act together. I've had enough. Just one more chance, or you'll be laid off.
Oh, Looks like the man can't perform well in his job. That made his boss upset about it. So the boss thought he didn't do his share. What is the meaning of you're not doing your share? Is there like pieces and he had to do a share of this piece? So what do we call this? We call this an idiom. Now let's try to find another one here. Get your act together. Is the man acting? Is it a play? No, this is everyday life. This is his daily activity. The boss is saying, get your act together. Pull yourself together. That means you must work well. Now, let's take a look at the beginning here. So, I did highlight some important words in here. Let's take a look at the first one here. I crawl out of bed. When you wake up in the morning, do you crawl out of bed? No, but actually this man said, I crawl out of bed because he's so lazy and he's so tired. Now, did you find the reason why was he tired? Because he didn't sleep all night, because his head was aching. Now, let's take a look at this part here. Nothing in this job to look forward to. So when he's doing his job, is he actually looking forward to something? No, this is an idiom. That means look forward to. That means he's have something, a plan for the future or something he wants to achieve in the future. Look forward to. It's not something standing beside him or in front of him, right? So this is also called an idiom. Now, look, as you heard here in this chant, this is a chant and we have some rhyming words. Let's take a look at these words here. I did highlight bed and ahead. Can you hear the rhyme at the end of the word? Now, how about bite and night? Did you hear the rhyming sound at the end of these words? Now, let's take a look at the next part here. So, the boss called me in. Now he's explaining what happened in his job, his daily, during that day. So, let's take a look at the end here. He was explaining something about what his boss told him. So here we have the word share and care. Can you hear the rhyming sound at the end of the word? Share and care. Also we have here home and phone. Home and phone. These are rhyming words. Now, the last two rhyming words are train and again. So these are also called rhyming words. Now we can identify. We can see that in this chant we have some rhyming words. But actually, chants don't have to have rhyming words all the time. Now, let's take a look. So, how about this one? You will be laid off. What is the meaning of you will be laid off? So I know that laid, it's someone laying on the bed, right? Laid off. What does that mean? So does it mean exactly the same thing we have in these words? Laid off? Is he going to force him to lay on his bed? No. Laid off, that means you will be fired from your job. So we found some idioms here, and it was very interesting. Now let's.
The boss called.
Now we have two groups of words. We have vocabularies and we have the meaning of these words. We are going to try to match the words to its meaning. Okay? Now let's take a look at the first group here. We have the word grab, ache, look forward to, strife, share, and rush. So we want to find the meaning of these words in the other side right here. Let's see. So here we have a part that rightly belongs to a person. Which one of these words is the meaning of, this is the meaning of which one of these words? And difficulty, which one? And hurry, feel a pain, take into your hand quickly and firmly. Think about something in the future with pleasure. Now, let's try to match these words together. So, let's start with the first one, grab. Which one of these is the meaning of the word grab? when I say grab the pen, grab your book. So what do I mean? What do I want you to do? So that means when I say grab your book, that means, what is the meaning? It's E. Take into your hand quickly and firmly. Grab your book. Take your book. How about ache? Ache. What is the meaning of ache? So in the chant, the man was explaining his head was aching all night. What is the meaning of head was aching? That means, this is the meaning. So he felt pain. Ache means feel a pain. My head is aching. So the man's head was hurt. So this is the meaning of ache. Now, how about the next one? Look forward to. This is an idiom. What is the meaning of this idiom? Look forward to. So think about something in the future with pleasure. I look forward to my graduation day. I look forward to the vacation. I look forward to something good that will happen in the future. Now, how about the next one? Strife. In the chant, we saw the word strife. What is the meaning of strife? Difficulty. Difficulty. So the man was explaining that his day was difficult, right? He used the word strife. Now, the next one, the word share. Share. What's the meaning of share? It's this one. A part that rightly belongs to a person. The boss was upset of the man. He said, you didn't do your share. You didn't do the part that you were supposed to do. The last one here, we have the word rush. What is the meaning of the word rush? Rush means hurry. I rushed to the bus. That means I walked quickly to the bus because I want to catch the bus, right? Now, how about the word catch the bus? Do I really mean I want to catch the bus with my hand? No, it's an idiom of I want to get up in the bus and I don't want to be late. I don't want to miss the bus. Now, let's take a look. We want to circle the correct meaning of each expression or each idiom. Now, let's take a look at the first one. Here we have crawl out of bed. We have two options here. Which one is the correct option? So, crawl out of bed. Does it mean get up slowly or walk on your hands and knees? Crawl out of bed. It means get up slowly. It doesn't mean really actually crawling out of bed. It's an idiom. Now, how about the next one here? Make myself a bite. So, can you make a bite? Can you hold a bite? So, what is the meaning of make myself a bite? Does it mean bite yourself? Or make a snack for yourself? It means make a snack for yourself. Of course, it doesn't mean bite yourself. So, make myself a bite, that means I want to make a snack or make something to eat. Now, how about this one? You don't fit in. You don't fit in. So, does it mean your clothes don't fit? Or you aren't part of the team? So, which one do you think is the correct meaning of this idiom? You aren't part of the team. So, you don't fit in, that means you're not part of the team. So, now, for example, can a player of a basketball team play with a football team with the basketball? No, he can't fit in. So if he wants to play with the football team, he must use their ball, right? So he can fit in. So he can fit in and play with them the same game. Otherwise, he can't fit in the team. Now, how about this one? Get your act together. Get your act together. Does it mean wear more formal clothes, like an act or something in a play? Or do a better job? So what is the meaning of get your act together? Do a better job. In the chant, the boss was telling the man, get your act together. You must do a better job or you'll be fired. Now, how about this one? You'll be laid off. This is the exact words that the boss used. Or you will be laid off. So what is the meaning of laid off? Does it mean you will lose your job or you'll be moved to a different job? You'll be laid off. So it means you will lose your job. If you don't do a better job, you will lose this job. Now, let's take a look. What did we understand from this man's typical day? So, the title was Just Another Day. We listened to the chant and we did see some things, see some of the things that were in the man's typical day. Now, we want to answer these questions. Let's see. The first one, how does the man feel in the morning? How does the man feel in the morning? Now, do you remember the picture? What was the man doing? He feels bad. He feels bad. What do we have here? He feels. What do we call this S? He feels bad. We added S here because we have the noun he, right? He feels bad. It's a grammar rule we took in Unit 3. Do you remember it? It's the simple present. Now, how about the next question here? Is he looking forward to his day? Is he looking forward to his day? Is he thinking about it with pleasure? No, he isn't. He's tired and he will go to work and he will feel tired. So, is he looking forward? No, he isn't. Now, let's take a look at the next one here. Does he eat breakfast? Does he eat breakfast in a typical day? Yes, he does. He said, I grabbed a cup of coffee. I grabbed a cup of coffee, and he did take a bite, right? Now, how about the next one here? Why is his head aching? What is the reason? We want the reason of his head aching here. So why is his head aching? Because he didn't sleep all night. He didn't sleep all night. That's why he felt tired in the next morning. Now, how about this question? What does his boss complain about? So he felt tired, he went to work. What did his boss think? So what does his boss complain about in the chant? It's this. He's not doing his share and he doesn't fit in and he doesn't seem to care. So this is what the boss think about this man. He's not doing his share. So he's a part of the team. So he's not doing his share. He's not doing what he's supposed to do. And he doesn't fit in. Everyone in the team is working except for him. So he doesn't fit in. And the last one here, he doesn't seem to care. Looks like the man didn't care about this. He was really tired. He was so tired, he didn't care if I did my job well or I didn't do my job well. Now, what time does he finish work? It was in the last verse. Do you remember? He finishes work at 6 o'clock. He finished work at 6 o'clock. So, look, here we have he finished work at 6 o'clock. Do you remember this grammar rule? Now, let's take a look. The next question, what kind of day does he usually have? So this is a typical day in this man's life. So what kind of day is it? Did you like it? Well, he usually has a bad day. Do we call this a good day or a bad day? What do you think? Well, it looks like he was upset and tired and he was sad, and all of these are bad things in his day, right? That's why we gathered all of these reasons. We can say that his day was really bad. So he usually has a bad day. Now, what does he want to do in his life? So what does he want to do in his life? He wants to get away and do something good with his life. He said, nothing to look forward in this job, right? Nothing to look forward. Maybe he wants to get away and do something good with his life because he thinks he's doing bad job, and his life is not. Maybe it's not the way he wanted to be. So this is a reason to change it, right? Now, let's have this discussion. So the first one, why do you think the man didn't sleep all night? Why do you think the man didn't sleep all night? Because his head was what? His head was aching, right? Maybe that's why he was trying to sleep, but he couldn't. Now, how about this one? Why does the man want to change his job? Why? Because he thinks nothing to look forward to in the future. He doesn't think of the future with pleasant, right? Or with pleasure. Now, do you think it's a good idea for the man to change his job? Why or why not? So what do you think? Should he change his job or should he keep his job? So actually, for this one, I want you to think of the answer, because this answer can have different opinions. Now, let's take a look. Here we have a conversation between three boys, Tim, Jim, and Ellie. What do we want to do? We want to complete the conversation between these boys. What? I did underline some clues here to help us. So we want to write questions using who, what, where, and when. Now, let's start here. So Tim said, "Hi, Jim. This is my friend Ali." Jim said, "Nice to meet you, Ali." "Nice to meet you too." So here, Jim asked a question or something missing here. Now, let's take a look at the next part so we can find a clue to help us to form the question. So Ali said, "I'm from Saudi Arabia." So Saudi Arabia, it's a name of a place, right? So which one of these WH words are we going to use? Where are you from? Where are you from? So the answer is, I am from Saudi Arabia. Let's continue the conversation. Jim said something here, and Ali replied, "I live in Boston." Also, Boston is a name of a place, right? So which WH word are we going to use? Where? Where do you live? Where do you live? Now, let's take a look here. Jim asked something, and the answer was, "I live with my uncle and his family." My uncle and his family. These are people. So we're going to use what? We're going to use who. Who do you live with? The answer is, I live with my uncle and his family. So Jim said, do you go to college in Boston? He said, "Yes, I do." Now, how about this question here? The answer was, I want to be an engineer. So what is the question going to look like? What do you want to be? What do you want to be? Do you remember when we reduced the pronunciation of do and you? What do you want to be? And also we reduced the pronunciation of want to be. What do you want to be? And the answer is, I want to be an engineer. He said, wow, that's great. Now, let's take a look. The boys are speaking here, and let's have lunch together. Let's eat at Joe's Grill. They have great food. Good idea. Now, here we have a question. The answer is, let's eat at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock, it's what? It's time. What are we going to use? We're going to use when. When do you want to eat? When do you want to eat? Let's eat at 1 o'clock. Now, what did we do in today's lesson? So, we identified idioms in a given text from the chant of the man's typical day, and we used idioms in sentences, right? So we found the meaning of these idioms, and we tried to make our own sentences. So now for your homework, you are going to use these idioms and try to write sentences. Okay, so you will use these idioms: fit in, look forward to, and make a bite. So I want you to write 3 sentences using these 3 idioms. And we are going to check the answers together in the next lesson. Thank you, my dear students, and I will see you in the next lesson.